25 bizarre cases patients hid from doctors, according to Reddit. Number 25. One time, a lady came into the ER with itching pain in her vagina. She said she had used some garlic as a natural way to fight a yeast infection. She didn't eat the garlic. Ew.
Oof.
You know what the implication is here, right? That
she stuffed it up her cooch. I get
that
it.
she stuffed it up a jamma lama ding dong. A response here reads, "That's a common thing that people do." What? Same as putting yogurt up your cooch. Why did somebody here say cooch when you just said cooch? Weird.
It's slang. Anyone could use it, Kaya.
No, but why that specific colloquialism for fucking... Is that the right word?
It sounds cute, honestly.
Colloquialism.
Cannot.
A word or phrase that is not formal or literary. Typically, one is an ordinary or familiar conversation. The use of ordinary familiar words or phrases. I guess it was correct, but...
You're using it in the right context, yes.
Why did I second guess my brain just now? You know, we don't even have time to be fucking around on Kyle.
Yogurt,
brain.
you were saying?
Yogurt? No. 24. Not sure if this counts because I am a pharmacist, but a patient came up to me and asked if there was gluten in cocaine because she has a gluten sensitivity. Hilarious. I suppose maybe someone somewhere tried to cut coke with flour. Still ridiculous, but I imagine she was quite serious. Oh, don't do drugs, people. 23. Not a doctor, but an EMT. I had a guy who tried to tell us he fell while playing softball and hurt his ribs and arm. This was 10 o'clock at night. Come to find out, he tried to screw his drug dealer out of some money, and the guy chased him down with a bat and beat him. So I guess he was kind of playing softball.
Was that yours?
What, did I write this comment on fucking Reddit? No. What kind of stupid ass. Oh, was that my sideways comment at this stupid shit? No.
Yeah.
No, they wrote, you know, I can't, you know, this isn't my computer. I can't figure out all this horseshit. We're using fucking, for those interested, I'm on someone else's computer and they have Discord because they're a fucking nerd, but not Skype. Weird. How do you not have Skype, you know? It's a guy friend's computer, so, you know, what I think to myself is like, dude, he's probably gonna watch this video too, but he's gotta have like female friends that are just like, hey, you wanna see my big boobs? I'm kidding. Let's move on. Somebody responds hardball, perhaps, to the softball comment.
I'm really glad you care enough to make me a part of these lists to log out of his Discord and into yours and get in touch with me.
You're such
Makes me feel good.
You Fruit Loop fucking 25, 24, 23, 22. A 60-year-old female came in after falling asleep and rolling on a pincushion. She had 3 to 2 inch needles in her shoulder on x-ray. Later found out she had been trying self-acupuncture. Oh God, no. Number 21. There was one here that was deleted and that sucks. Oh, somebody quoted it. A closer inspection revealed a testicular tumor that had eaten its way through the scrotum and had the open cancerous wound was infected and necrotic. Let's be glad that one was deleted.
What I'm getting from this is that his balls rotted off. Am I understanding that?
It sounds like the rotting was inside the balls. Despite all my rage, I'm still just rotting inside of your testicles. Despite all my rage. Number 20. Not a doctor, but I'm sure the doctor would tell it. Not a doctor, but I'm sure the doctor would tell it. Okay. Too long didn't read. I had an infection and had a hands-on experience I won't forget. I was 12 years old and I had an infection in my scrotum and tried to hide it, hoping it would go away. I was walking funny and it eventually turned purpley. My parents got even more worried and spoke to me about why I was walking funny. Finally, I had to show my mom my crazy swollen purple testicle and we went to the doctors the next day. There's football on today, kid. We gotta go tomorrow. You know what I'm talking about? While there, I explained the situation. They needed to do tests, so I was given morphine, and they could ultrasound my gnats. Okay.
Wait, did they drop it 12? I thought it was a lot older.
Are you kidding? Of course, balls drop by 12. Little kids have their balls drop. Don't be on the ridiculous now. What do you know about
No.
balls? You're a fucking female, and you're not into little boys either. So I guess it is a gray area as far as your knowledge should extend. What a fucking thing to sidetrack
I'm
for us to
sorry.
talk about. When do balls drop, Kyle? Well, you see. There was a super attractive nurse doing the ultrasounds too. Boy, somebody's really gonna enjoy that noise. They're gonna want it like separated,
Sound
but
clip, of course.
the music is in the background. You know what? I'm when I get my laptop, and I'm intending to record like a list of like 400 common lines and phrases for people to use in their projects. And yeah, I could include a boy.
Ironic sound clips.
Not ironic.
Sound effects.
Why would it be ironic?
I guess it's not ironic.
I'm not gonna bite the fucking bait of Stripes today when you're just throwing out words going, yeah, this will piss him off. She got clear jelly all over my balls. G-line, B-line. I still hurt, but man, if it wasn't one of my first rock hard erections I ever had. I don't know what was. What? I don't know what was? Oh, if that wasn't one of the first rock hard erections I ever had, then I don't know what was. I was so weirded out by the whole situation. First, I get an infection in my balls. Then I'm given morphine. Then get jelly slathered all over my balls. Then I see one of the prettiest girls in my life, and she touches my disgusting morbid sack. I tried desperately hard not to smirk because it felt kind of good. Also being ticklish, but every couple of seconds I would giggle and smile, but then a quarter second later it would hurt and be painful, so it was a roller coaster, especially for being so young. It went on like that for at least 5 minutes. Don't really remember what the problem was, but if I recall correctly, I had a bacterial infection, but it cleared right up and I was fine. I think the only lasting effect from that was women with short hair are still very attractive to me. The doctor and the nurse, if you're reading this, thank you. But holy shit, was that confusing. You didn't hear any of that. First, I get an infection in my balls. Then I'm given morphine. Then get jelly slathered all over my balls. Then I see one of the prettiest girls in my life and she touches my disgusting, morbid sack. Say no more. Okay. Number 20. In terms of masking, every primary care male patient over 50 and many under 50, doctor, I have been feeling more tired lately. What? I think my blood pressure is too high. I have a slight cough on Tuesdays, etc. 15 minutes into an interview. Oh yeah, I'm most concerned about erectile dysfunction. Okay. Maybe the first time you ask, the second time you're telling everyone Viagra is awesome. My insurance doesn't cover it. $25 a pill. Damn, that's expensive.
Oh.
I remember this one clip where Wiggum is like telling his wife, like, come on, these pills aren't cheap. And I guess it's the truth. I guess it's the truth. How old is Wiggum supposed to be? Let's not get into it. Number 19.
I think he's supposed to be in his late 30s. Just like Homer.
I was a medic in the Army. I worked for a while in a clinic that only saw trainees. There is a spectrum that all trainees that come to our clinic fall in. Mallingers, and I'm fine, but they forced me to come. We saw much more of the former, but I'll never forget this one patient who was on the other end. He was forced to come in after an injury, if I remember correctly. He didn't want to miss any training, but as we were listening to him tell us about his ankle pain on the PA, I was working with interrupted him. He didn't want to miss any training, but as we were listening to him tell us about the ankle pain on the PA I was working with, tell the PA, God, I threw in on the PA as if he was speaking it into an intercom, but there's no on there, Kyle. There's no on there, Kyle.
It's very interesting what your mind will correct things to.
I'm just used to everybody getting things wrong. But the PA is also some sort of acronym for some asshole that I don't know, because I don't know what the acronym means. I'm ruining the video by going on about it. I was working with interrupted him and asked him if his throat hurt because he sounded like his throat was obstructed. He admitted it did, but was adamant he didn't want to miss training for a sore throat. We realized after looking at his throat that he had an abscessed tonsil. This is not something we want to Google, but man, what? How the fuck we just going? We don't know. Okay, so it says that it's a complication of tonsillitis in which the infection spreads behind the tonsils. Dare I look at a picture? Dare.
I guess I'll Google it.
Fuck me.
Wait. I want to see too. Let me Google it. What did you say?
Abscessed tonsil. Abscessed tonsil.
Okay.
And I was looking at a picture. Okay.
Too.
I'm moving on. I admitted a guy for pneumonia, which was odd because he was young and strapping. Yep, this is something that young people say, strapping. When's the last time you called somebody strapping?
Oh, okay. I'm looking at it now. It's disgusting.
Yeah, good for you and your abscessed tonsil. Is that the new thing that you're going to be into? Like, fuck being a furry. I'm all about abscessed tonsils.
I don't want to watch a video of people bursting or removing this. No, I have standards.
Okay. But you'll watch videos of people bursting and removing other shit. No other medical issues. X-ray didn't look quite right. The pieces just didn't add up, and I started questioning him more closely. Me, do you use any drugs, patient? Drugs? That's disgusting. I'm no fucking druggie. I've never touched drugs in my life. I moved on to another question, and suddenly, patient, look, doc, I just want you to know, I may have used cocaine once or twice years ago. I just snorted it though, man. That wouldn't cause it, right? Me, how long ago? Patient, like 10 years, maybe longer. It shouldn't be affecting you after this long. Patient, more like 5. Me, years? Patient, like 5 months ago. This goes on forever until he admits he just got off a massive crack binge the day before, where he spent the past 3 days in a hotel with some loose women smoking crack nonstop. Smoke that crack. Sorry, God. I don't know what came over me. Crack smoking is not cool, kids. Don't smoke that crack. Regardless of whether or not you heard me saying smoke that crack just now. He finishes with, but I don't want you to think I'm one of those dirty druggies. No, I think you're the idiot who lied and was getting treated for pneumonia instead of getting the proper treatment for crack lung, baby. That's the thing, apparently.
I'm so mad you can't share screens with me, so I can't tell what's
you can't tell what's me being a crazy man. Well, baby isn't in there, but it's crack lung. Yeah, I mean, you gotta say it like that. Which is what he had. Here's a tip of the penis. I genuinely don't care. I'm not your mama, your spouse, or your priest. Don't waste my time and endanger your health spewing bullshit. Better get that crack lung up out my face. Whatever horrible, twisted thing you think is too shameful to talk about, I promise you, I've seen worse. Someone responds, here's a tip. I genuinely don't care. That's a scary thing to come from a doctor, isn't it?
Well, yeah, they're just there to do their jobs. They don't care
and
about
make that money. You think people become doctors because they're dying to help people or some horseshit like this? Maybe you could hear me rolling my eyes by the way that I said dying, not delivery. Dying to help people. Oh, I got into this professional field because I'm just dying to make so people feel better. Just put them out of their misery, man. Mercy killing.
Well, of course they're gonna, if they have an interesting case, they're gonna talk about it outside, but they're probably not gonna attach a face to it. It's just a patient. They don't care about the person all that much, honestly.
Meow mix. Nurse here. One time I had a patient come in with insane intestinal trauma, had to have his colon stitched up, said he was fishing and felt his rectum just happened to fall perfectly on a fishing pole.
Okay.
Must have been a wild night to be fishing naked. You're saying that he said that his rectum just fell on the fishing pole? He was jamming a fishing pole up his butt?
Just like her face ran into that doorknob, right?
Whose face?
No one's. Not mine.
I get it. I get it. Then I guess I get it. I guess I get it. Okay. So we're going to the next one. Obligatory, not a doctor. On Thanksgiving, I had a pain almost literally in my ass, literally, but more towards my perineum. Ingrown hair, abscess type thing. Went to the ER since it was a holiday and I could hardly sit. When they asked what was the issue and where it was located, I said in a sensitive area. When they pressured further, I said my perineum. And then the nurse said, "Oh, your taint." We all had a good laugh, and I had my taint lanced. I like to think of like a sword being drawn, and then them just going, "Present your taint." Somebody's gonna like that sound as well. But what are they gonna do about it? They can't isolate it with the music behind it. I once had a triple staph infection in different areas of my bum due to a compromised immune system. One of the little bastards was in the taint area. Pretty awful experience, but I couldn't believe how excited the ER doctor was about showing his personal lancing technique to his students. His personal lancing technique. Nigga, what? Glad I didn't have to watch. My wife said it was the most disgusting thing she'd ever seen. I would love a wife. Love a wife where I have something going on inside my butthole. And like, I go to the doctor and the doctor said, "Get on all fours and get on this bed, spread them cheeks, and I will do what you could not do instead," right? And then the wife is just like, "All right," and she puts her elbows up on the table and puts them, you know what I mean? She's just like, "Let's see what's going on in here. Let's take a look. Oh my God, this is disgusting. Keep going, doctor." You know what I mean? This lady is crazy. Glad I didn't have to watch. My wife said it was the most disgusting thing she'd ever seen. But the commentary from the doc sounded like he was watching his favorite TV show. He was positively giddy. Somebody says, "That ass."
I guess she just wanted to be there for moral support.
Moral support. I'm going to start singing the theme from Golden Girls now. Thank you for being a friend. Burn, 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 burn. Travel down the road and back again. Boom, boom, boom. My heart is true. You're a pal in a confidant. I don't have my own computer. I need to stop fucking around and get off the shit. Look.
You have...
What?
Do you only have a certain amount of time before you get kicked out?
No, I mean, I only have a certain amount of time with the laptop. And, you know, if we could shit out 2 of these as opposed to just 1, because I spent the entire time talking to you about my time constraints and singing songs from shows that probably only a few people are going to recognize, while pissing off other people who are just like, "Just read the stuff." But you'll know I actually kind of low-key love pissing those people off because, you know, what are you even here for, man?
You're weeding out these people, aren't you?
Man, they'll never be weeded out. Some people watch my shit just to dislike it. Some people watch my crap just to tell me in the comments, "Nigga, why you forcing me to watch this stuff, Kyle? Why you forcing me to watch this stuff?" And I sometimes I think about, like, I look at my hand and make sure there's no gun in it and that I'm not holding it to their face. But, you know, maybe I'm like, maybe I can't see properly, you know? Maybe all the cocaine got me, give me the crack on, you know what I'm talking about? Okay, here's another one. Oh, I've got one. I had my nose straightened and my septum shaved after I broke it like a dumbass. I woke up after anesthesia feeling like the fucking man. After about a minute of being awake, I tore out my IV, stood up, and started walking out of my room because I was going to walk home about 3 miles and finish that one mission in Heroes of Might and Magic 3. Well, if he did have a very important video game to play, I understand. I walked past a nurse and she said, "You're bleeding." And he was like, "No, I feel amazing," I respond. I keep walking until I get to the elevator and see my reflection in the metal. My face is bandaged up with black bruise leaking out of my blue-black bruising leaking out from under the white fabric. My eyes are bloodshot and I generally look like shit. No matter. I wake up sometime later, back in my bed with the IV inserted in my arm, and I am strapped to the bed. Turns out I was on a morphine drip, and that's why I felt like Superman. My parents started yelling, and I'm like, "What, you filming, walking butt?"
Say that again?
What you filming, walking butt?
Okay.
And I am like, what you filming, walking butt?
That's good.
Nigga. I tried to read that a whole bunch of times thinking some sort of meaning would come out from it. If you're watching this and you want to leave a comment, try to figure out what the hell what you filming, walking butt. WUT, filming.
Okay, wait.
Yo, is that
So,
flimmin?
flimmin'.
That may be flimmin.
What you flimmin',
What
walking
you
butt.
flimmin, walking butt? Oh
But-
shit, flimmin.
But if
Is that another language? What you flimmin, walking butt?
it's supposed to be a morphine trip, so the implication is he's hallucinating.
No, look,
right?
it says, turns out I gave myself a concussion when I collapsed while waiting for the elevator. Oh my god, he fell backwards and hit his head. That sucks. On the bright side, that was how I found out painkillers were amazing and that they would help me survive a year of intense manual labor when I ran away from home. What? I wish I could get a job doing some labor and making that money. Get my own little place in the world, carve out my little cave, maybe underground, you know what I'm talking about? Get all my computers and shit. Maybe a little bit
Wait,
of
you'd
that.
have more than one?
Yeah, I'd have like 2 computers, you know, one to just like look at me, you know, and have people be like, that's Kyle. And then the other one I'd like do my stuff on, you know? You know? Do you know?
It's a lonely existence, don't you think?
What you flimmin' walking butt? Anyway, somebody responds here. I had emergency surgery once and they just went with the morphine. No general anesthesia. I was awake the whole time. It was bizarre, but I wasn't feeling any pain and was loopy as fuck. The odd thing was they let my girlfriend stay in the room to comfort me, but she was so entranced by the surgery, she forgot all about me and was watching the blood and the gore. I kept trying to talk to her. I wanted her to hold my hand, but that came out as seriously so weird being able to, oh my god,
What?
sorry, seriously so weird to be able to think but nothing intelligible coming out. I was so frustrated and just wanted her to hold my hand. Haha. Anyway, after that they have me waiting out in the lobby with my girlfriend and we're going to send me home. See, I'm trying to correct shit when people are writing properly. I've been ruined. I was still hooked up to an IV. The nurse says something about me going home and I was like, okay, then I don't need this IV. And like, just like you, I just ripped it out of my arm and blood started spraying all over the place. The nurses in my Greek GF were freaking out. Like, what the fuck? I'm going home. And morphine is the hell of a drug. A great drug indeed. Let's get the hell on out of here.
I
What?
I can't. Well, no, I want a relationship where like someone can see literally see the insides of me and still want to sleep in the same bed. Like you're sliced open, you're staring at your partner's guts, and you still love them.
I don't know why. I'm just thinking about that one song where it's like, "You someone getting the best of you." Somebody's like waking up because they usually go to sleep to my videos, and they're just like, "What are you doing, Kyle? Keep your voice down." Sorry, guys.
I love how anti-SMR your videos are.
You don't know
Wait, is
what
that the right
anti-anything is anymore because it's supposed to be anti-everything, but then there's also things that we do so that it's ironic. I mean, I would be packaging these as a list. Otherwise, it's getting weird. Odds are people aren't going to find these until I'm dead, but then when I am, they'll make for some amusing shit. That'd be really cool. Would that be like a fun gimmick? As if I just like recorded like a shitload of videos and then dumped them all out there, and then I died, and then I get, package and sell my channel as like the channel where a dead guy, is reading a whole bunch of stuff.
I don't think you're gonna die young.
Not a nurse, but my mom works with nurses who have crazy stories. Here's 2 of them, both from the ER nurses. A man came into the ER with a birthday candle in his penis. Jesus Christ, no. He had stuck in there to surprise his girlfriend on her birthday. But when he lit it, the melted candle wax stuck to him. Moving on. This is
There's not
probably the
more.
weirdest one I've ever heard. An old woman came into the ER with a high fever, abdominal pain, dizziness, and she was showing signs of toxic shock, like when you leave a tampon in for too long. Good lord, motherfucker. So the doctor decides to check the woman to make sure nothing got stuck up there. Sure enough, she looks up there and half shits her pants and sees two beady little eyes staring back at her. The doctor begins to pull it out, to which the old woman responds, "Put it back." Turns out the old woman, well past menopause, had gone to bed with the doctor, gone to a bad witch doctor to help her get pregnant. And her recommendation was to put a now dead turtle up there for a few days, and then she'd regain the ability to get pregnant. Listen, guys, I don't usually take a time. This is the Kyle corner, okay? I'm gonna go ahead and sit down on the curb and, like, you know, put my hands together. Let's rap about something, guys. Are you a lady that's past menopause? Are you a lady that for some reason can't have a baby? You know what's not gonna help you have that baby? Putting a turtle up your fucking vagina. I don't want any more vagina-related, issues in this list. But
I think you're asking for too much, Kelly.
I don't know where it's gonna go. What can we do? Because, you know, I'm not in control. I'm not in control.
You underestimate how much Reddit likes stories about vaginas.
A candle in the dick and a turtle in the vagina. That's got to be something I can say later. A candle in the dick.
That sounds like a really nice folk song to me.
What you flimmin' walking but a turtle in vagina and a candle in a dick. What you flimmin' walking but. My cousin told me about a patient who complained about her nipple falling off all the time. She said she tried to glue it back on or use skincare creams to have it stick to her breast. Turns out she had, not sure what stage anymore, but probably getting bad, breast cancer. From what I remember, the tumor got so big that the breast skin was stretched quite a bit, something that plus friction led to an open, not healing, and oozing wound which extended to her nipple. Wow.
Ugh.
Nobody there understood how she didn't go to a doctor or hospital earlier. Keep in mind, this happened in Germany. She had a job, health insurance, and everything. Somebody said, my cousin's nipple fell off. She didn't have cancer. It was just a botched boob job.
Oh.
Nipples are the best part of the breast. I feel so bad for a girl, you know.
You really feel that way about nipples?
Yeah, nipples are the best. A nippleless boob stripes?
No, I'm just saying, I thought areola were your things.
You don't know.
I guess I don't know. But who would?
Internal medicine ward outside of New York City. New York City. 55-year-old lady was mute in the ED and noted poor historian, but severely constipated, severe abdominal pain, needed rectal disimpaction, Jesus Christ, gross, and more than just an acute workup. For people who don't know, this sounds like she needed to make it so that they scoop the poop out of her. From what I can, that's my guess. Fecal impaction. A fecal impaction is a solid immobile bulk of human feces that can develop in the rectum as manual Oh my God, there is not a video. Disimpaction action is the name of a video that...
No. Well, I can't actually watch. So
I am not ready for the internet. And more than just an acute workup, so it gets admittedly reluctantly to surgery. Next morning on rounds, she is talking a mile a minute, full of detail about her diet and symptoms and family, etc. Afternoon, back to mute. And back to abdominal pain and constipation. 2 more days, same pattern. The team is stumped. She is blown away that we can't figure out what is wrong with her, and we feel the same way. Labs, imaging, consult teams, all coming up empty. Strict ins and outs, strict dietary restrictions, everything we can think of. The janitor comes in by chance and is pissed he has to change the paper towels so many goddamn times in this room. Seems like the whole floor is stealing them from her. Sure enough, PT has been consuming about 2,500 paper towels. She's been eating the paper towels? Psych team comes for the obligatory consultation, and of course she is mute. How do we get her to talk? One paper towel at a time.
Wait, so you have to bribe her with towels so she'll talk to you?
I think she was eating paper towels, and the reason that she couldn't talk was because the paper towels were in her.
Oh.
I'm surprised surgery didn't figure out where the paper towels were going before the janitor. It's all the fiber in the end. Come on, guys. This is just scary now. How many of these are left? Too many, with people eating paper towels. A case of teenage pregnancy where Madam Mama was present. Patient presented with amenorrhea. Amenorrhea?
Amenorrhea.
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 Gazebo.
Amenorrhea.
Muckluk.
Amenorrhea.
Plethora.
Amenorrhea.
Bulbous bouffant. Sorry. Amenorrhea is the absence of menstruation. Okay. You could have just said that she doesn't menstruate. Okay. Patient presented with amenorrhea and fatigue initially. Patient became visibly annoyed when the first test suggested a pregnancy test. Patient and mother insisted that she never had sexual intercourse angrily. If I may add, even when the test results turned back positive. No, you quack. I'm telling you, she never had no sex. Okay. Well, she did because she's pregnant. Okay. Yeah. You son of a bitch. Here's another one. One time a guy came in claiming to have severe pain in his lower abdomen. We took him to get an x-ray and a razor blade showed up on the scans. A team rushed into this guy's room and took him to get a second x-ray and it was gone. Turns out he had a tiny razor blade and he put it under him right before his x-ray to play a prank on us. For those of you saying I got this on an episode of House, I will award a gold to whoever can find the specific episode. This isn't the first time this prank has been done at a hospital, and it won't be the last. I'm almost positive it's happened before. My God. From a nurse friend, a guy came in with burns to his entire willy. Oh man, he got burns all over the willy. He tried to say he got it by trying to shoplift a hot barbecue chicken from a deli down his pants. What he was really doing was fucking the chicken. The chicken what?
Oh, okay, so it was just boiling.
Edit what's with the McChicken comments. You know, somebody asked me if that was me fucking McChicken.
What?
Anyway, my mother, the medical professional of our family, had a 13-year-old girl who was 9 months pregnant. Oh, snap. That's old school.
Was it clean?
Not that it still doesn't happen in America, you know what I mean? But the bottom line is, like, Jesus Christ, when girls were getting married at 16, 13 pregnant, Jesus Christ. I guess, there you go, Stripes. Imagine if puberty happens when the balls drop for the boys, you know?
I thought it was just like the start.
Nah.
All right.
Besides, I've sounded like this my whole life. You know, I came out of the womb and was like, can I get some clothes in here? You will never find a baby looking like me. Someone who loves you. Sorry. Had a 13-year-old daughter who was 19 months pregnant. 19 months. Kyle, you crazy. In the midst of labor, dilated to 10 centimeters and crowning in the emergency triage, swearing until she was black and blue that she was a virgin and that nobody knew what they were talking about. Her mother stood on the sidelines, causing a commotion, demanding a real doctor make an appearance. Let's just say, when the twins made an appearance 10 minutes later, they were all singing a different tune. I met a teenage girl with a full-term pregnancy ready to give birth, but her boyfriend insisted the baby was premature because they only had sex 6 months ago. After the baby was born, He said the baby grew really fast. Okay.
Oh, okay.
That slut. Ooh, that slut. Usually you get women who are so fucking stupid, but Jesus Christ. This horrible, evil woman duped this stupid motherfucker into, at least hanging around a while with this baby that wasn't his. Bang-a-langin' all the teenage boys. You got to bang-a-lang all the teenage boys. Take this video and edit this part out of context. Bang-a-lang those teenage boys. You got to bang-a-lang. I'm kidding. That's gross. Dude, can you imagine if somebody took it out of context?
I want you to go back to the 12-year-old jelly story and read it like you would an episode of The Wonder Years.
Here's the next one. I once saw a high school aged kid come in with a dinner candle stuck in his rectum. A dinner candle. He reportedly was using it to reach an itch. Okay. Alright. Apparently the itch was in his spleen because the thing was deep. Mom told me the story and how she had previously asked him not to itch himself with other things of hers. I didn't ask for any more details. I honestly think she believed that he was just really itchy. By the way, ITT in this thread, prediction, rectal foreign body stories. Lots of them. Well, he's right. Because remember, people were just putting stuff in their butt like fishing poles. Turtle in the vagina, candle in the penis. What you flimmin'? What you flimmin'? What you flimmin' walk, butt? Oh my God.
It's the fascination with orifices, I suppose.
My aunt is a family doctor, so patients come to her with symptoms and she directs them towards a specialist based on her diagnosis. One day, an elderly husband and wife came into her office, and when asked why they came in, the wife responded, "His foot has been smelling for a while and I finally convinced him to come and have it looked at." My aunt, not hard of smelling, concurred that his foot stunk. She asked him to remove his shoe and sock. When he removed his sock, the bone from his big toe fell out and his toe onto the ground. Turned out, he had a very bad case of gangrene that had eaten away the flesh of his toe. He knew something was wrong, but was stubborn and didn't get it checked sooner. And my big toe hurts now after typing this. Somebody said, had this happened to me too. A woman came in with IV drug. Yeah, look, I don't need to hear any more gangrene stories, nigga. The crazy part is, like, I can understand people convincing themselves that things are going to get better if it's something that's happened to them before. But when things get so bad that the pain basically makes it so that you can't function properly, you can't go about the things that you would normally do on a day-to-day basis, that's when it's time to unfortunately seek medical attention, even if it's going to cost you an arm and a leg. Like, America's terrible, nigga. Like, you will be paying these medical bills for the rest of your life in some of these cases. So sometimes I can understand some people where it's just like, man, I'd rather die than, you know what I mean, become a slave to this fucking debt that I owe. It's worse than school. It's worse than school and student loans.
What about getting treatment for an ear infection of some kind?
What about getting treatment for love? Infection. I'm so depressed because I've had my heart broken. Not sure if this counts as hiding, but a patient was recently a patient we recently had tried to play off rampant staph infection as just some leg swelling. Turns out what he meant was he had a horrible infection in and around his genitals. Something known as, oh no, Fournier's gangrene.
Fournier's gangrene.
Fournier's, Fourniers, gangrene. Do yourself a favor and don't Google that, so off you go. The swelling had gotten so bad that around his penis that he literally had it inverted.
Ooh.
He later told us that he had to pee with a 5-gallon bucket held up to his crotch because he no longer had any idea where the pee was going to go. Oh, what a sad fucking thing.
How do you get gangrene, actually?
Listen to the rich guy over here going to the hospital before he has to use the bucket. This guy was like, his penis inverted. Somebody said, I think I would have gone to the hospital long before this penis could invert. Somebody else says, why do you have to be rich to go to the hospital unless you're in some really underdeveloped country which doesn't have easy access to healthcare? Burn, right? Fuck us for living in America where it's all about money. Jesus Christ. Here's the second to what?
I was wondering, how do you get gangrene? How does that happen? How does it fester?
Sometimes gangrene just hits you. You know what I'm talking about? You could be sleeping in your bed just like, man, I had such a great day, and bam! You know what I'm talking about? Gangrene all over your body.
It couldn't happen to me.
That's what they all think. That's what they all think. Sent a male patient into the bathroom to collect a urine sample. Took him much longer than expected. He misunderstood and gave me a semen sample. Nurse, sir, we needed a urine sample. This is semen. Patient, you want my urine? Weirdos. Here's the top one. A patient came in with chest pain, said they'd fallen and hit their chest on a table. X-ray was performed to evaluate for a rib fracture or collapsed lung. The X-ray instead showed a long metallic foreign body in the chest within the heart. When questioned further, the patient admitted to lying and that they'd actually shot themselves in the chest with a nail gun. It was in the heart? Oh my God.
And he lived.
The wound was not bleeding, nor really noticeable. They were taken to the operating room and did quite well after open heart surgery. Good thing it wasn't an MRI because of the fucking metal in this goddamn. Well,
He basically got nicked in the heart. Like, it didn't even bleed. That's pretty...
It's funny because I was just talking about broken hearts in here. Anyway, God, look, guys, I hope you enjoyed this list. I am not on a computer that belongs to me, so hopefully this lasts you guys for a while, as opposed to just the duration of this video itself. You probably noticed there weren't tabs. This isn't mine, man, so I can't fuck around on the tabs. Or I guess I could have, but then I would have to then change them at the end and all this bullshit. So that's nuts. But you know, when I do get this laptop, we will be sorting out our lives in a way that makes sense soon. I will be catching you all later. Also, I'd like to thank Stripes for being involved in this. I'm sure she has something totally poignant and witty to say. What would it be, Stripes?
I'm not really even sure what you're gonna do to get a new laptop.
Prostitution. You know, what are you setting me up for a joke or something? Look, the end. This is the end of this video. You got a problem with that?
I do, at least the prostitution bit.
Well, you got a big dong. You gotta shake it long, ladies and gentlemen. Let that be the takeaway from this video. You got a big dong. You gotta shake it long and stay away from the McChicken.